no. I mean, the whole, like, when you... Is there just, like, a lack of care when you're behind a vehicle?
Me?
No, for people that just don't...
Mom, it's her depth perception.
We'll get glasses.
She does have glasses.
Does she wear them?
No.
Then...
That's Mom's fault. But she does have a lot of depth perception, so, like...
depth? Can we
depth.
say depth? Can we enunciate depth, not depth perception?
Depth perception.
I don't know if she's clairvoyant or anything like that.
So her depth perception is off.
Sure.
So when she sees, like, a red light, she doesn't think it's as far away as it is.
Then she should wear glasses.
Or something. I don't know exactly how it works. But the woman is scary to drive in the car with.
Well, she should wear glasses.
She should. But she can finally get in and out of my car, so that's a plus. So then I drive.
That's good.
So I'm not, when I hit the brakes, I'm hitting actual brakes and not the imaginary one on the side.
If you ratchet down on your gear shift, you can help save your brakes as well. And let the engine do more braking.
If you do what?
Drop it down to 2 or low.
But I don't... Oh, is that what the L means then?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what the L meant.
Like when you're going downhill.
Yeah.
Right? And then you smell that funny smell.
No.
When you're braking. Like say you go down Piedmont or 21st.
No.
Okay. Well, then you're probably not constantly braking when you're going downhill.
You told me to stop doing that.
Good, because you shouldn't. Right. You're
you
doing
yelled
it
at me because I was doing it, so I stopped
and
doing it.
You're not doing it, and that's good. And then you just take the gear shift down, put it in 2 or low. 2 generally. So that way the engine does the braking and the transmission.
Oh, okay. Do I don't have to like stop and then do it. I can kind of do it while I'm driving.
Yeah, just do it while you're driving.
Okay.
You don't give a fuck. Just pay attention to what you're doing. That's all. You ready?
No.
Because we've been recording.
Oh, shit.
Hello and welcome to a Topic a Month podcast where we take one topic a month and split it into weekly segments. This month's topic is taking offense to things that are offensive or growing a pair and not finding something offensive. Either way, we're all offended by something because we're human, god damn it. So keep the stress ball in your hand and let's take you on an adventure through bad words and bad ideas. With us tonight, and without further ado, is our family member, but not just by title, but by law, a woman who finds not much more insulting because, frankly, my dear, she doesn't give a fuck. Brianna!
Hi!
Hello! So we're going to do a short episode today on things that are offensive and why we take them to be offensive and why they are offensive and blah, blah, blah. You get the gist of the episode. So I gave you a little bit of homework the other day to come up with something that you either A, didn't find offensive, but now you do, or something that you do find offensive that you didn't, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. Like something 5 years ago you didn't find offensive, but now you do, or something 5 years ago you found to be offensive, but now you don't.
So do you count or no?
Thanks.
Okay, so besides that...
Podcast is over. Fuck you guys.
As he's clicking to shut it off. I would say sexism in the workplace. Because, like, when I was, like, working at my other job, there was many things that they'd say, hey, you're a girl, we're going to have a guy do it. I'm like, okay, great. I don't want to do it anyway, so I'm totally okay with being a female and not doing it.
Right.
But now that I different job, different things, they don't respect you the same as they do if there was a male doing the job.
Right.
And now it's super aggravating. So it's like, well, kind of know more than this guy does and this stuff. And it's just very aggravating. I don't like it.
Yeah, I would imagine. Very much so. No, when people would like, see you just let them do it. In contrast to now, when they say, well, we'll just have the guy do it or whatever, do you tell them like, it's not because I can't do it, it's because I just don't want to do it? Because I think coming from like a general guy's perspective would be, well, she can't do it because she's a woman, not that she can't do it just because she doesn't fucking want to. So, like, do you tell them that? Like, it's not because I'm a woman, it's because I just don't want to do it. So,
well, there was times at my other job where I'd say that, like I really, they're saying, well, we're not going to have her do it because she's a girl. I'm like, I'm okay with that because I really don't want to do this right now. because
Right.
I'm too lazy or something, you
That's
know.
fine.
But I took advantage of it, to be honest. So sorry, all the feminists listening.
Oh, whatever.
But then now there's certain things like putting away a food truck. There's like, oh, I'll do that. I'm a guy. I can do it. It's like, I'm a female and I can do it twice as fast as you can. And watch, I'm not bitching 10 minutes later. So let's keep going with this.
Well,
Like,
good. You just still tell them to do it, not because that you're a woman, because I'm your boss. Remember that?
yes.
Because you're like, I don't know if it's still more prevalent today, which I'm sure it really isn't, that like back in the 50s and 60s, if a woman was a man's boss, they were very mad about that. They were very sexist towards it and misogynistic because, well, why am I taking orders from a woman? But today, it's I don't know. I'm
It
not
is
in
and
that
it
position.
isn't. There are still sometimes, it's just they don't listen to you as well. They, at least in my opinion, it could also be my age. That could be a big factor. You know, I'm their same age. It's hard to take, you know, listen to someone who's literally the same age as you. In
Well,
today's society, they're all idiots. And
I suppose it can be, but I think that it kind of depends on.
millennials suck.
It's not it's Gen Z.
No, it's millennials. I'm talking about the millennials. I'm a millennial. Remember, we went through this.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
think it's dependent upon the person. I think a little
Okay.
bit more about what their upbringing was and where they're from and what their culture is like. I mean, especially with culture, you go to a different culture and it's going to be a little more or less misogynistic depending on which place you go to.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking offensive. Goddamn right it is.
So I'd be like I said, I used to not care, but now I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do it just to piss you off because you said I can't do it. So I will do it even if I have to figure it out.
Good.
Like cars at work. Not on my own car, but at work. Okay, don't give me that look. At work, they'll say, you know, I asked one guy, I was like, hey, do you know how to do this on a car? They're like, oh, yeah, I'm a guy. I know how to do it. I'm like, okay, how do you do it? So he proceeded to try to show me how to do it. And I'm like, that's completely wrong what you are doing. He was trying to put oil in something that's not in the oil container. And I'm like, okay, well, apparently you don't know what you're doing.
What a stupid presupposition that because I'm a guy, I know exactly how to do something. Fuck off. No, you don't, you arrogant prick. That pisses me off. Like, that is, it's offensive being a guy and seeing other guys saying, you know exactly what to do just because you are male.
Yes.
Fuck you. No, you don't, you piece of shit. It's obnoxious. So good job showing them the fuck up. It's fucking retarded.
See,
Fuck
I
you
do
people
pay
that do
attention
that.
sometimes when you show me how to do things on cars where enough where I know where the oil is. Where I know where to put the oil in the right fucking thing.
It says
And-
oil on it. Like, what's wrong with people?
I kid you not. People are idiots. They're just, they don't,
Yeah,
they don't get
yeah,
it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's something you take offense to or that you didn't used to?
that I didn't used to that I do take offensive now. Fuck,
Yes.
you know, homework's being put on me. I think I had something about this. Now I may
Is
have
it
forgotten.
banning the word man?
Oh, God. All right. So, this
I'm being
is...
disowned right now, just so you guys know.
No. There's, I don't know what kind of professor or teacher or whatever she was, but she's from Purdue. Let's see if I can look it up here real quick. And she is attempting to ban or limit.
No, it's banned. She's trying to ban the word altogether.
Let's see. Ban on man, Purdue silent as blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, she was a university professor. No, I'm pretty, as most people know, very left-leaning. Very left-leaning. I'm PC to the point of it should be where it shouldn't be necessarily enforced by government, but you should be aware that you shouldn't be a prick to everybody. You know, I mean, there's being PC, and then there's being overly PC, where you're trying to navigate the language such that people shouldn't be offended by it. Like, just don't be a cunt about things. Like, come on. I mean, fuck off. All right? So, this is offensive to me. Like, normally I wouldn't see, like, whatever language you choose to, however you speak, that's fine. I really don't care. Normally that's fine. And that's still fine now. But when you're going to limit the speech and try to ban words, the freedom of speech, fuck off. No, you have no goddamn right in your entire fucking existence to do that to fucking anybody. It's the freedom of speech. It's like limiting thought. What the fuck is this? It's bullshit. It is offensive. I mean, it should be offensive to everybody. It absolutely should. You should not ban or limit the freedom of speech. It's what fucking America is goddamn founded on, you pieces of shit. Anyway. So
That was so funny last year.
now that we're done with that little bit of a rant there, it's offensive to me in the way that just don't, come on. Why are you limiting free speech? Why are you trying to ban words? That's offensive to everybody. It's not, I mean, not to some of these people, but to the majority it should be, and I think to the majority it is. Like, if the example that I gave was, I'm a mail carrier, so I am a mailman. I'm also a letter carrier. Now, I have a coworker, Amy. She's a mail lady. She's also a letter carrier. So in a group, you would call us letter carriers. That's the PC way of essentially doing it. It's non-gender specific, right? Yes. It's like saying them, they, their, or whatever. You're including a group of people that has multiple genders, multiple sexes. Okay, it's all inclusive to everybody. Because when you say male, man, then you're only singling out the men, obviously.
But don't forget, some people do it without thinking about it.
Well, right. I mean, some people don't do it without thinking about it, and that's fine. Like, if somebody were to call me a male lady without really knowing or whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, okay, I'm a male person. Fucking whatever. Yeah, I don't care. What do you need? Stamps? You talking to me for 10 minutes? Fuck off. I got a route to do.
I'm totally going to just come bug you one day your whole shift.
That's fine. Fucking I don't care. But it's just, it's silly. Like, people will take offense to the fact that, like, if you're called male lady and you're a man, who cares? Whatever. We get the gist of it. If you're called a male man and you're a woman, who cares? We get the gist of it. It doesn't really matter. Like, if you're going to take offense to the words that they are using to generally describe people, it's fucking just chill out. Chill, man. Go smoke a blunt and have a good day. Don't get so worked up about it.
Yes.
So that's what I get worked up, is by other people getting worked up about silly trivial shit when we have bigger problems. This doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't be nice about what we're saying, because I think we really should be, because it seems like it's kind of a lost art in being nice to people.
Yes.
But I don't know. That's kind of just me and taking offense to things that
Stupid people.
Stupid people. That's a whole nother fucking enigma. Stupid people. We could do an entire show just on stupid people, named stupid people, and we would have an episode a day. So you just go walk around interviewing people and see what they have to say.
Oh, I'd be like the first person, because, you know, there's some days where I'm just not that.
You'd be a host, obviously.
So just carry a little recorder in like a backpack and be like, hey, would you like to do this interview?
Right. Easy. Piece of cake. What are we talking about? Well, I don't know. What do you like? Well, I like stars. Well, okay. You like stars. That's nice. Is the sun
How many
a star?
selfies do you take in one day?
Yeah. All right, Miss Snapchat over there.
Guilty.
Yeah. That's exactly it. So what else do we take have you changed your mind on what things are offensive, that you find offensive now in comparison to not in the past at all? Anything else other than the sexism thing? Because the sexism thing is obviously
a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, 2% of the population is generally affected by it rather than all of us. I
don't know. I'm really, really guilty of this, and you're going to laugh at me when I tell you this, because I just know my whole entire family. When I am out to dinner with somebody, just anybody, I used to not care if they were on their phone, but now when I'm out to dinner with someone and they're on their phone, I'm like, do you have something better you would like to fucking do, or do you want to actually enjoy this conversation?
I agree.
It's just irritating. Like, if I'm at your house, that's one thing, but if we're out in public, I only do it if I'm really pissed off at someone. So if I'm ever out to dinner with you and I'm checking my phone, it usually means I'm really pissed off at you because I'm trying to prove a point. But anyway, it really irritates me sometimes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, especially if it's a one-on-one kind of conversation.
Yes.
That's pretty offensive because you're going out with somebody and you're spending that time, your time, with somebody who's just not invested in the time the same way you are. Fucking just leave.
But see, like, I used to not care at all. Back when I was, 2 years ago, even I couldn't have cared less. But now it's like, okay, well, I don't really have much free time because I'm either working or I am sleeping. So I'm taking my sleeping time to hang out with you. Get off your fucking phone.
I think it comes down to as well, like, they may not know your schedule as well, and you may not know theirs, so it might be just a little, ironically here, miscommunication on it, even though they have their phone in their hand, which is ironic.
Should just text them, you are offending me right now, get off of this device.
Yeah, like, come on. I bet a lot of it is just simple miscommunication on the entire front of it, and they really do put up a wall first to defend themselves and what they're saying rather than trying to understand the other side, trying to understand what the other person is saying. I think a lot of that offensive stuff really comes down to that. Yeah, perhaps, maybe not all of it. A lot of it's probably just anger and malice, but then again.
Or Facebook addiction.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's a thing.
It is.
It's a real thing.
It is. Yeah, that's why they send you notifications. That's fucking offensive. All right, so so if I'm on Facebook or whatever, and I type something up, and blah 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 or whatever, I like to just start discussions on there, and
we all know you like your discussions.
Kind of poke and prod people a little bit just to get them to open up and be okay with being open around other people that have difference of opinion.
Not a good idea.
I love doing it though.
You piss so many people off.
I know. Do I really?
Yes, you really do, I think.
Sweet. So, and then you get a bunch of notifications.
Yes.
Like, oh, people are like talking. They want to talk about this, whatever the subject is. Perfect. No, it's so-and-so fucking posted that they got a new car 4 years ago. I don't care. I mean, I guess I'm happy for them.
Are you talking about like the memories? Or just anything?
Well, it's just anything that comes up. Like there's an event.
Oh, yes. Well, you don't
tomorrow or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I know I can turn the stuff off, and I do, because I don't fucking care that much about that bullshit, because I'm not going to go to an event somewhere else. At all. Ever. I'm aware they're there. See, I don't go.
Yeah. I don't like back at the memories. I get that every day. Like, you posted this 4 years ago. Like, great, you're showing me this now every single year until I die or get rid of Facebook? Like, great, I did this 3 years ago.
I know. And it's never like it's right on the dot, too, because I've taken a picture of something and put it on Facebook just like, oh, hey, I got this neat thing for my car, and my car friends commented on it or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. It's over with. And then, like, 2 years later, plus, like, 3 months, like, oh, blah, blah, blah happened in 2015. Did you want to repost this? Like, no. It's late. It's not even on the fucking anniversary. We put men on the moon, but we can't get an algorithm to set up on a yearly date to say, oh, you bought this cool thing for your car. Would you like to share it again, that memory? Like, no.
Not really.
Not anymore. It's
it
too
was
late.
Cool at the time, but not anymore.
Yeah, like, remind me in 6 more months when you figure this shit out.
But see, mine is like, oh, it's like, hey, you posted on so-and-so's wall because of their birthday. Do you want to do it again? I'm like, well, if I did, I would have done it by now when you first gave me the notification that it was their birthday.
Yeah.
And then now you're sending me a second notification that I posted it last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a lot of those.
It's a little ridiculous. Like that, I suppose that's a little bit offensive too, is not so much and I'm not just speaking because I'm a mail carrier, but getting
he's totally speaking because he's a mail carrier.
and getting tangible letters in the mail, like on your birthday or cards or whatever, even if it's just out of the fucking blue. If you get a letter in the mail, somebody has devoted their time to hand writing something, hand crafting something to send you that may or may not mean something to them, whatever. That may or may not mean something to you other than the gesture that, hey, I care about you enough to send you something to go out of my way because I appreciate you.
Yes.
So send more letters.
Oh, that's where we were getting with that. Okay. I
Yeah.
see. I just call when I get them.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't care what you do. I don't care what anybody does. As long as people aren't dicks to one another, I don't give a shit.
Well, see, Grandma sends me cards all the time.
Perfect.
And so what I do is when I receive the card, I give her a call and I say, thank you for what I got, the card or whatever it was that she sent me.
Yeah.
Because then she's like, oh, good, you got it. Because sometimes not everybody in this family doesn't do that.
Send cards or call and thank?
Call and thank them when they get a card.
Oh. Did I do that?
No, the other one in this house, I think.
Oh.
I think she got something from Grandma and she didn't do anything.
Oh. I'll go yell at her.
Granted, she lives in California and she might not have her number, but...
Oh, that grandma.
That grandma.
Oh, yeah, she probably doesn't have a number.
Yeah, probably.
No, it was something to do with the address she wrote back and then got returned to sender.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, the address.
Oh,
is
because
wrong.
she was asking me about that. She's like, did she not even get the card? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't talk to her like that about that stuff.
Yeah, so we just need to get a correct address. I think that's what the problem was. That's what the problem was one time.
Anyway.
In any case.
Anyway, slightly off topic.
We're talking about family stuff. Anywho, stuff that's taken offensive. One thing that I've kind of changed my mind on that I thought was offensive at one time that actually did offend me, that doesn't now, is I have a friend who lost his dad through asphyxiation. He was eating dinner and he choked.
Oh, okay.
And like a year or two prior, I had lost my father to different circumstances. But for my friend's way to get over the loss that he had, he and our other close friends would make light of this situation, right? So they would make fun of choking and can't breathe and blah blah blah. And to me, that was incredibly offensive at the time. I didn't say anything because I knew for them that was how he was going to cope, and that's fine. Anybody can cope however they want to, so long as they're expressing what they're feeling, whether or not it's making fun of the situation in the light of it, or just grieving. However, that you're gonna overcome that emotion or at least get a hold of it a little better. But I found that very offensive because for me to lose my father 2 years prior was very difficult. I mean, obviously, you lose a parent before they're even retired, it's going to be very difficult. But
Yeah.
for that way, in my perception, was really offensive to me because I would never think to do that and even think to come with humor to that situation, especially something that would be so close to home. Not even as a generalization, but spot on to something that was very specific to what the situation was. But I've completely changed my mind on it, and now I don't really care how anybody grieves.
See, that reminds me of one thing. I used to hate how my real dad, I used to always get offended when my real dad would talk bad about my mom. Every time we were there, talking crap. All of this stuff about my mom, how she was this and that and this and that. So I was really offended because it's like, well, she's still my mom. And he would make comments like, oh, I wish I'd never married her and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, if you didn't marry her, you wouldn't have me. But I was also like young and stupid and didn't comprehend the whole thing. But now I realize that they're both grown-ups. They don't have to like each other. And I just don't have to care what he has to say about my mom because I'm an adult.
Right. Right.
But back when I was 16 years old and I decided I didn't want to visit him anymore, it was because of that.
And that's fine. Absolutely. That's a decision to be supported, I think, because it's not...
Because I was tired of constantly going there feeling like I had to choose between my dad or my mom. And it's like, I didn't want to sit there and have to keep hearing how bad my mom was when they were married.
Right, right. Being put in that situation must obviously have been kind of Very offensive to hear that from one parent about another parent.
Yes, because you could never get my mom to say one bad word about my dad up until I was 18 years old. And to this day, she very, very rarely says anything.
Yeah.
She won't speak bad of him.
It's good. It's good
But
that
him,
she
on the
doesn't
other
speak
hand-
bad of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be that she thinks bad of
Oh,
him.
I guarantee, like, she's got a lot of things she wishes she could say, but she's not going to because she's a nice woman some days. Depending on if she's eaten that day. Eaten that day.
Eaten. What?
I don't know the English language at all.
That's offensive.
Uh,
All right. Are we going to start banning words?
yes.
Ken?
Eaten. I'm banning the word eaten.
God damn it. Oh, man. Well, I think we're probably going to cut it at about half hour. We're going to do a little bit of a shorty here because you got shit to do. And our other guy didn't show up.
Because he's lame.
Because he is lame.
And he's scared to see me because he broke my car.
Wah, wah, wah.
Just saying. He broke my car.
Well, that about sums up our show. As is tradition, I'm going to pitch you our social sites, which you can find at a topic a month. Those sites are traditionally Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We've got groups and pages in them, and no pictures worthwhile on Instagram. If you'd like to send us hate mail, if you'd like to send us hate mail, and we will accept the invitation for it, you can email us at a topic a month at gmail.com. Feeling surly? Then buy some merch to burn it through our... Fuck. Who wrote this? Then buy some merch, and then you can burn it by paying us through Patreon. Patreon.com/a topic a month. Hell, you can even support the show for $1 a month or $1 an episode. That would actually be pretty fucking awesome. Thanks, and have a good night.
Bye.